2026. If we could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If we could remain standing for a moment of silence. Last week, one of our priests at Elizabeth Ann Seton lost his mom, Krista Blanco. If you keep Father Joe and his family in your prayers. And also, today we learned of the passing of the Reverend Jesse Jackson, who, meant so much for the fight against the injustice of racism. And one of my favorite quotes of his: "Never look down at anybody unless you're helping them up." So if we could have that moment of silence. Thank you. Please be seated. Okay. Introduction, starting to my right.
Good evening, Diana Quast, Town Clerk.
Patrick Murphy, Town Councilman.
Supervisor Ed Lachterman.
Susan Siegel, Councilwoman.
Elon Gilbert, Councilman.
And MIA Adam Rodriguez is here, our town attorney. I'm going to keep the reports to the town short today. We will see today a presentation. I've asked all of our department heads about their goals for 2026 to align with my goal, which is improving the communication between the town and our employee. So the town and our residents. I'm sorry, been a long day already. So we're going to see a presentation today on TextMyGov, and over the next few work sessions, a few programs that we're looking at trying to bring in to help improve things will be here. I do want to wish all of those celebrating a very peaceful and blessed Ramadan. May your fast be safe and joyous. We're also celebrating today the Lunar New Year, and wishing all those celebrating the Lunar New Year joy and good fortunes for this year ahead. And also, my wife had sent me a little thing today, which was, today is Random Act of Kindness Day. And it's something that you should try to do every day, but especially today, try to maybe do something. It could change a person's day, and you never know, that could change a person's life. So just to remember on that. Thank you.
I'll make mine quick. I just hope everybody had a happy Valentine's Day. I had the privilege of going to Windward Oaks and Yorktown seniors over here, and enjoyed a Valentine's lunch with them. It was great, so I really appreciate the privilege on that. And again, Father Joe Blanco, I went to high school with him, and his mother passed away. Prayers for them and the family. So, and then please go to the library and check out the website and look what arts and crafts they have, look what movies they have, look what programs they have. It's a plethora of information. So, and I know Sergio's not here, but he was all over the place. He was, at the senior lunches with us, and he's at wrestling, cheer, dance, girls basketball, boys basketball. Boys basketball, he was one of the most important things that he was at was Charlie Strong. It's Charlie DeGennaro. He was when he was a freshman, he got diagnosed with acute diagnosis of neurological problems, and he's doing a fundraiser for Blythedale Children's Hospital. And this is the 5th year that the high school basketball team has sponsored it and helped them. And it's just a great organization. That's it.
All right, Susan, if you don't mind, just 2 things I forgot. I'm hoping at next month that we should be able to give a direction on the master plan and our revisit of that. We're waiting on planning to bring us a couple of more ideas from our planning board, and we will be putting that together. And also, since we're talking about boards, please remember we do have some openings left. We've actually been interviewing quite a few people. It's been amazing with the outpouring of people who want to help in the community, and today we had four other interviews, and it's been wonderful. So please, keep that in mind. There are still some things, especially if you're into conservation, and I believe we have something on the Architectural Board of Review as well. So,
Okay,
thank you.
I'd just like to get an update on something that I was updated on about 20 minutes ago. As of last week, if you remember, we had a discussion about consolidating the 11 Peekskill sewer districts, and I was expecting to see draft legislation on the agenda tonight. And when I asked the supervisor why not, apparently it now seems that the town feels that they need a consultant to review. It's more complicated than they thought it was, so it sounds like now they're going to have to do an RFQ, a request for qualifications, proposals, to get a consultant to study how to proceed with the consolidation. So it's going to take more time than originally thought. And also on the comp plan, I asked the planning board, planning director the other last week. I said, exactly what are you looking at? Because I didn't know what was happening. And what he told me was they are looking at the existing plan to see what needs to be updated. They're not coming in with specific suggestions, but only what's out of date in the plan. So that's what I think we might expect, and look forward to seeing that. And then we would proceed with then what needs to be done. Also, the tree, in terms of volunteer boards, the tree advisory committee is also looking for volunteers.
All right. One item I needed, not necessarily clarification, but we passed a resolution, I think it was either last week or the week before, regarding a statement to the assembly, basically, regarding a home rule issue. And I voted in favor of it, and I still believe that I want to protect our town's interests, or any town's interest, in that Albany should not be controlling what we do here locally when we feel that we have interests to protect. Rereading the legislation, though, it's my understanding, and I may be incorrect, but you could correct me if I'm wrong, that legislation that we wrote about was for cities over 1 million people. So I don't think it would have directly affected us, but it did have an effect on the issue of home rule. So
I don't recall seeing
in principle, I agree with what we did, but I think technically, I don't know whether or not it was going to specifically affect our town. Secondly, attended a wonderful event this week. Diana Quast and the clerk's office, along with the supervisor and other council people, were all at the wonderful Valentine's Day event over at for the seniors at the senior center, and it was a great time was had by all. So
Yeah, it was nice, and it was nice to see as many of us there. Susan, you didn't make it, did you, this time?
No.
Yeah, but I know I've seen you at the other ones, and it was really a lot of fun. I got pulled into dancing, and I think someone put it on Instagram. So not you, good. So
that's all for me.
Great. All right. We are going to now go to our presentations. We have Jaden Eastman via Zoom for TextMyGov. How you doing, Jaden?
Doing well. Can you hear me okay?
I think we got you. Can you hear out there? No, we can't hear out there. Hold on a second. Try to.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Better.
I think better. Yeah.
Better. That's
A little
doable.
bit better? Okay, awesome. Well, yeah, I appreciate you guys.
Now we can hear you.
Hold on a second, Jaden. Our town
All
clerk
right, yeah, yeah.
is trying to blow our eardrums out.
Give it test 1, 2.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, go ahead. Try something.
Did you break our speakers, Diana?
I don't do speakers. I'm gonna have to try you this way, so talk.
Okay.
Okay, can you hear me now?
That's what I'm doing.
All right, I guess so.
Okay, no worries. Hey, yeah, no, I appreciate you guys having me on today. Supervisor, I know you just asked me to do a quick presentation. I just wanted to be courteous of your guys' time. How much time do I have today?
3.5 minutes? No. Let's try to keep it under 10 if we can. I know there's a
Okay,
lot to go over.
I can do that. Now, if I share my screen, is everyone going to be able to see that? Or
Yes.
Is it, okay. Is that okay if I do that, Diana?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Great. Let me get this up here for you. So yeah, you know, Ed, you and I had met, I believe it was last week, just about let's get this up here. It's a texting tool, so we've been working with different towns, villages, cities, some counties in New York, just to kind of help improve the day-to-day communications with residents. And so, you know, we've been doing this for roughly 7 years now, and we've been growing just a ton. It's been really awesome to see different towns start to utilize SMS texting to get information out to residents. And so that's kind of the basis of our program here. We've got a couple different solutions available. It's a little more unique than you might be used to. So I'll try and keep it short here, and then we can kind of open it up to questions. But really the big thing here is we're trying to just help improve getting information out to folks, keeping people aware, keep that transparency and credibility for local governments in place. And so one way we can do that is, you know, residents can sign up for one-way push alerts. I've had a lot of towns use this for anything from emergencies to general announcements. It could be, you know, separated out by department-wide, like different departments sending out their own notices, and residents can kind of sign up for what type of announcements they want. Alongside that, it allows residents to text in questions and get automatic responses back based on what they're looking for. So this can help with a lot of different commonly asked questions that staff might get, and it really helps direct people to the website where information is already posted, just helping with that instant information people are looking for. Alongside that, utilizing texting, residents can report issues. A lot of times, you know, I've heard a lot of different processes from different towns, how they take in reports, how they track them, all sorts of things like that. And this is one way that residents can report something like a pothole, or maybe there's an animal control issue, or you know, a fallen tree, something in the park, right? And it really just helps get information from the residents over to the correct staff members as quickly as possible. And then lastly, we do have a surveys tool available. We recognize surveys are important for a lot of comprehensive plans, grants, projects, that type of thing. So we also have a platform here that can help with that. Any questions before I move on to a little bit of how each of these parts work here?
Yes, Jaden, Patrick Murphy, Town Council. Quick question. So the residents can sign up and go, I want to hear from planning only or zoning only, or, you know. So the department heads would be the author of the text going out. And how easy is it to unsubscribe after they get their information from the building department or whatever they're waiting for?
Yeah. So if someone signs up for, say, the building department's notices, right, at any point they can text stop to opt out.
Okay.
The opt-in process is relatively easy. So what you're seeing here, I've been working with the town of Rye for the better of the last year and a half or so. They've got a couple different groups residents can pick and choose from. So oftentimes I recommend starting with one big group for the whole town, get as many people signed up there, and then creating some subgroups. But yeah, as far as opting out, it's pretty easy for them to just end that at any point. Does that answer your question, Patrick?
Question, does your program only work with text messages and not with email or the old-fashioned phone call?
Yeah, we focus more so on the texting side. We do have a mass email tool available, and I know we talked about that a little bit, but we do have that as an option for one of our add-ons. As far as the voice calls go, we have it, but it's not to the extent, like not a mass level. It's going to be more so a few customers at a time type of thing. So.
Thank you.
Yeah, so a couple things, like I don't know what you guys might have in mind, right? Everyone uses it for different alerts, but a lot of towns I've talked to use this for upcoming meetings, meeting agendas, tax reminders. We can even go as far as it takes a little bit more integration, but we can set it up so you guys can send alerts based on geographic area too. So kind of neat there. It's really easy for residents to sign up. We give you this little widget. It's there in the middle of the screen. Resident clicks opt-in on your website, types in their phone number. They'll get a text automatically sent to their phone. All they have to do is reply yes to opt-in. So that's kind of the process there.
What is your cost structure?
So we bill annually. So everything I've mentioned here is included. If we want to go into cost, Ed, I think I sent you an overview. The program's a little more expensive year one at about $15,000. After that, it's just a $12,000 price point. We're still kind of in the works of making sure we have the right package in place for you guys. So there's some different variables that go there. So.
Do you have reviews from other towns?
Yeah, I've got plenty of references.
Yeah, I also spoke with Debbie Reiser from Rye. We had a nice talk at the Westchester Municipal Office Association dinner, and she, matter of fact, I think she just started using the survey tool. Correct? Rye.
That I'm not sure. I know she has the two-way, so residents finding information or reporting issues. She may have added the survey tool, but I haven't talked to her recently enough to know if she has or not.
Yep. So, but she said it's been great. They've been using it over a year, and it really helps in the communications.
Yeah, Ed, do I have a few minutes to just go over the two-way side as well today?
Sure.
Okay. The two-way side is really unique. It's cool. We'll work with kind of each department. Essentially what we do is we get the most commonly asked questions for each department, and I like to think of it as like an FAQ, but it's through text message, right? So I went ahead and just created a quick example and took a screenshot of it today. For example, if someone's like, hey, how do I get a building permit? They can text that in. It'll automatically pick up on building permits and then the response of your guys' choosing. Now, Diana or someone in building, you guys can criticize me. You guys may want a different response, but in this case, I just link them directly to where that application is on your guys' website. So it really helps utilize that website, direct people to where information is already posted. So, but there's really no limit to how many responses we can do here, and it's really easy on the back end for you guys to go in, edit responses. It'll give you guys all sorts of analytics on what the most commonly asked questions are. Might be useful information for you guys too there. So that's kind of what it looks like there.
Great.
As far as the reporting side, it's a little different. It's actually going to follow up with questions and collect information from the residents. So there's a couple more screenshots. Residents can even upload a photo. It'll take that information, direct it onto the correct staff member, department, that type of thing.
So those FAQ questions that come in, do we have to go to you to link it to the website, or do we have a webmaster here at the town that links that to the building permit department?
It's a good question. Was that Patrick? Yeah, so the back end, we'll give you a dedicated project manager at TextMyGov that'll help you guys set all this up. You guys have the ability at any point to get on your dashboard and edit these responses or update links, that type of thing, if you want to make some changes.
else, guys?
No, that's good.
Yeah. Jaden, thank you so much. Appreciate that. And I will, should be able to share some, I'll share your email in case anyone has any other questions. And I might have a couple on things that we discussed about contracts and all. Okay?
Sounds great. Thank you, guys. You have a great evening.
You
Thanks,
too. Take care.
Thank you for bringing Jason in. I think you said that we could have some other presentations. For example, I know another company, Code Red, would have text, email, and voice options, and people could select whichever they want or combinations of the three, and do some of the other things that this company does. And I think if we're exploring something, communications is vital, all right? So I think, thank you for exploring this, but I think we have to broaden out our search.
Yep, that's fine.
And I can send you a link. I have an email from somebody at Code Red.
Yeah, please do. And
If
if
you'd like to, I think Cortland, uses
Cortland does?
Code Red. It's been around for quite some time. But I think, can't think of the right word, but text, email, phone. And I think that it's important to use all three because we don't know how people react. Some people are totally text. That's the way they function. And then there are people like me who still voice and email. All right, I'm old-fashioned, but maybe there are other people like me who just don't have that constant phone, like tied to them and constantly get notifications. Right. So I think we have to reach out, especially for emergency notifications. I mean, that's the most critical. We already have a very good system on our website for notifications for for meeting agendas and things, and I think for every department and board, there's always an email to get responses. And if you have your smartphone, you also have access to the website, so that's already covered. And the police already have a Nixle service that we're paying for. So I think we have to broaden out our search and do a comprehensive look at everything that's out there, and then see what's best.
I'll give Dr. Becker a call. One of my understandings is a lot of the phone and email programs are becoming antiquated in this technology. People aren't using them; they're blocking them. I can't tell you how many calls I come up a day that my phone identifies as spam. So we're sort of running into an issue with that. The other, if I may, thank you. The other issue that we did discuss during this presentation, like they said they had it. I personally wouldn't pay for it because you can't. You would have to create all of your lists, your email and phone lists, and it would be very cumbersome. For what I think is a low impact on it, but it doesn't mean I won't look at it. If you could get me the information for Code Red, I'll do a follow-up call to Dr. Becker. I needed to ask him about something anyway, and love to see where it goes.
Okay. And there are other companies. Just Code Red is the one I remember,
Sure.
but there were several when I looked into this. Actually, about a year ago, and I said there was several other options for. Basically, at that point, it was emergency alert. And I've been pushing everybody to get on the public notices.
Yep. And I know talking to Mr. Kopstein recently, we were talking about some of the emergency alert things that are there and there for free that we could already sign up for. So that also didn't make sense to jump into some of that versus maybe have, if there's the phone service one, say, put on there as one of the questions, how could I get alerts by phone? And have them sign up
Some
for
of the
one
ones that he was
services.
suggesting didn't work for your
Yep.
town. Yeah.
All right. Poet Laureate isn't here, nor is his stand-in Sergio. So we'll open the floor for public comments. Please remember you have 3 minutes. Please direct all your comments at the town board. Introduce yourself, and it's about politeness. Not saying anything, Karen. and remember, you could always get a hold of us at our office through email, on the phone, stopping in. Come on up.
Good evening, everyone. Karen Erickson. So late in the midnight hour on February 3rd at the public hearing, there was a conversation at the very end of the meeting regarding small cell structures. And Sergio said he wanted a lot more information about the possible small cell infrastructure, and you agreed and said the same. And you asked the applicant to supply that. And then you asked Mr. Fishman if he could research that, and his response was, I'll wait and see what the applicant submits. Just from my perspective, asking an applicant who wants a macro tower to do research for small cell infrastructure, which is contrary to what he wants to do, is not really an independent resource to get information for a small cell structure. If you really want to get information on small cell infrastructure, I don't think he's the person to ask. I think you need to go to a company who does that, because he's only going to provide the stuff that says it doesn't work, because that benefits him. And I don't blame him. It makes perfect sense that he would do that. And if Mr. Fishman is only reviewing what he's submitting, that's not independent either. Mr. Fishman honestly should be doing his own research. I've researched small cell tower myself online. I've found Crown Castle, who already has cellular infrastructure in town, and they do small cell infrastructure, and they have done it in other communities in Westchester. There's also a company that did small cell infrastructure in Greece, New York for Verizon. And that company is also, their information is available online. So I would just ask that if we're gonna go down that road to actually investigate it, that you guys find somebody independent to do it, because I don't think Homeland is the place to get that information. The other thing, since I still have time, is I do want to acknowledge I brought up many times at the town board meeting that agendas were not being posted by the advisory committees, and there has been a drastic change. So they are now posting, tonight is the ABACA meeting. Their agenda has been posted for their last 2 meetings. Conservation Board is now posting for their meetings. So it is making it much easier down the communication route for the town for us to be informed and involved. So I really do appreciate that those boards are making the effort, and I don't know where that came from, who asked them to do it, but it has been beneficial. So that's it, short tonight.
I will thank them for that.
Good evening, Sarah Wilson, resident Yorktown Heights. Just want to mention 2 things tonight. First, this is American Heart Month, and the need for blood donations is always urgent. Grace Lutheran Church is hosting our annual Ash Wednesday blood drive tomorrow between 1 and 7 p.m. You can make an appointment, or you can simply walk in to donate. Again, anytime between 1 and 7 p.m. And of course, for those who observe Lent, donating blood is a great way to start the season of Lent. Second, as we've discussed previously, the Community Food Pantry in Mohegan Lake serves about 200 families every week, and the First Presbyterian Food Pantry serves another 200 families every other week. Many of our residents, as you know, make tough decisions every month about how to stretch their limited funds to cover food, transportation, health care, utilities, and housing. Throughout the month of February, the Yorktown Lions Club is again teaming up with Grace Lutheran Church to collect cereal for the Community Food Pantry. Last year, over 600 boxes of cereal were donated to the food pantry as a result of our Super Cereal Bowl collection. Members of the Yorktown Lions Club will be at the Albert A. Cappellini Community and Cultural Center tomorrow and Thursday between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Right by the stage door to collect cereal donations. Additionally, you can drop off cereal boxes through the end of the month at the Hart Library, here at Town Hall, and of course at Grace Lutheran Church in the white box outside our front doors any time of the day or night. Food collections like this are certainly important and help, and we should absolutely donate whatever we can But of course, it's just a drop in the bucket in terms of addressing the affordability issues that our residents deal with. And I know that you guys are focused on trying to address affordability issues. So, again, whatever we can do to help our struggling residents. Thank you very much. And I left some flyers out on the back table.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Michael Beeks, Yorktown resident. Just some thoughts on this Text My Gov. Robin has done an incredible job with the town's website, and it seems to me that with the overlap of the features that they're talking about with Nixle and with the town's website, I'm wondering if looking into it's an extended feature of a website to offer texting capabilities, and possibly going that route. And the two-way feature literally is you're looking at mimicking the search feature that the town website uses. And I've used that recently, especially the new website is really, gives you meaningful results right off the bat when you're putting in search queries into the town's website. So just some thoughts.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
Anyone else for courtesy of the floor? Motion to close courtesy of the floor.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Sarah, thank you for talking about the Lions Serial Drive. I know Carol will be there. I'll probably be there a little bit during my break. And they will do curbside pickup, so you could come there. Tony will run right out and grab, or whatever Lion is there. But I think Tony Giuliani's been quarterbacking this for the Lions. And I believe also the schools are doing this too with the student council. So if you have kids and can't make it to drop off, you could always send your son in or daughter with cereal to the school to drop off. And I believe that's student council that's doing that there. Let's see. Karen, on the small cell, I'm not and haven't been waiting, and actually we had a Yorktown resident who deals with this stuff, and Susan had compiled some questions. I had a couple that we threw out, and he's answered, and he did say that while small cell sometimes is an option, landscape and some of those things, but I still have asked for some other reports. I had just emailed Homeland today asking for some of the reports that I've been waiting on, and they said they should be submitting the new reports at any time. So hopefully we get those soon so we can look over them. If not, we might have to push back and make them wait some more, or whatever, come on the decision. But we're definitely not sitting on our laurels waiting for it to yeah. And I sort of agree with, hey, you should be doing something, but I think that what Mr. Fishman had explained to me afterwards was that he wants to see what they are proposing as a use, or what couldn't be a use, as he could take the facts and say, this is true, this is stretching it, this is whatever. And I think that that's not a bad way to go, to say, why can't you use it? And I agree or disagree based on this. He seems to have given them pushback on quite a few things, and the other one, like I said, a resident who does this with the county, who sent us some of the information, also pushed back on that stuff. And then Mike, for the text feature and extending, I've been working with Robin on this already, and the new site I don't think will give us text featuring now. Does that mean in 5 years it won't? I don't know. But I've also gotten some comments. I'm glad to hear you found the search query easy to use, but I've gotten some comments back that if you're not really honed in on what you're looking for, it's the computers, they're like, duh, what? So I guess it's a hit or miss on that. So but I do get a lot of things where people like, I just don't know how to navigate the site. And that might even be the help bar. So where it may be a redundancy per se for some people, I think for some people it's an option that they will look at as saying, hey, this is something I could do. So but we'll keep exploring the other options that are out there. But that was the first question I asked Robin was, hey, will this, can we do this ourselves? And unfortunately, on this new site, new platform, it's not available yet. So, all right. Anyone else had any comments or?
Yeah, I just want, Karen, first, thank you for bringing the agenda issue to our attention. As you said, it's had results, and sometimes we don't see this, so thank you. Regarding the small cell, this is an issue that I'm still grappling with because everything I read is very generic, all right? Small cells can work. What I am trying to find out is how will they work specifically for the neighborhood that has the problem? One of the questions that I will be asking is I'd like to know exactly where the problem is. Very specifically, what streets? Is it into Curry? Is it into Weatherby? Does it go into Walden Woods? We've gotten emails from Sunrise Street. I don't know where the problem is. And then, where are the poles? I hadn't been to your neighborhood in quite a while, so I drove through it. I couldn't remember whether there were going to be utility poles because new subdivisions don't have utility poles. So I drove by, and they were there, all right? But I don't know how many poles are needed. I couldn't tell whether they were 35 feet or 50 feet. I don't know how many would be needed. So if small cells are an option, then we need specifics, all right? Otherwise, everything we read is very general, even the ones that we got from Fishman, the ones online, the ones from the Cityscape, are too general and they can't be used. And the ones where we did have a resident who was an expert, again, his comments were very general. If the alternative is small cell, I need to see specifics. And I don't know how we get them. But we have to ask the right person to get the specifics. Will they work in the neighborhood that has the problem? And I don't know yet. But thank you for asking and for pushing this issue, which has come up as the alternative if nobody wants the monopole.
I'm fine.
All right, Pat.
I'm good. No, I'm good.
All righty.
Only 3 people. Nice.
So we have some public hearings today. So Robbie, are you talking during class? Okay, public hearing today. Reconvene our public hearing to consider the application of Joseph D'Alonzo for a tree, wetland, and stormwater permit for a project located at 3830 Stony Street, Mohegan Lake, New York. The proposed work is for the construction of a new single-family residence with a driveway, septic field, and pool. Anyone here for that? Okay, John, this is in Dan's court, right? Yeah. Dan, you listening, Dan? Dan. Daniel Juice.
And click your heels.
Okay, we'll see if he gets up here. Cindy, could you text him, please? So do we have anyone here for the application for Robert Cohen next door? Yep,
Same
I figured as much. I do know, though, we could reconvene our public hearing to consider the application of John Burrill, Panbar Realty, for tree and stormwater permits for a project located at 3370 Hollywood Street, Mohegan Lake, New York. Come on up.
Maybe I'll have more luck. Dan, we need Dan for this too. So
Well, Lou, I went out on the site with you and Mike, and I guess you were the
magic touch.
the magic touch, right? Daniel, come on up, and we'll take care of Lou, and then back up on the others. So I know you were looking for some, something on the plans earlier.
Yeah,
did-
so I spoke to Pam Barr's consultant. They did an adjustment to the plan. You and I met out there to look at the drainage. So the plan now reflects that. We have some open-ended items we need to, just for the resolution is conditioned upon satisfying. There were comments from, I believe, the planning department and the conservation board regarding trees and wetlands. The wetlands that I'm not sure about because I didn't realize there were any there, but
Yeah,
we
what
just
is
wanna,
it between the properties? Because that was like a hill running down.
yeah, I just want to know where that's coming from because, yeah, that was my takeaway. There really wasn't a wetlands issue here.
Okay.
Um,
Did we settle, because I know there was no pipe right there, did we find something we could run a pipe to? Or is it rain
The
garden
plans now show running down to Christine,
To Christine?
yeah. And then we'll just have to clear it with the highway department to make sure they're okay with it.
Is that that's longer run, correct?
Yeah, to cross the road, there was really no cover on the pipe at all. There would be just pretty much blacktop on the pipe sort of scenario. So,
Even if it went deeper and down to that back pipe?
yeah, it actually, the pipe was run at minimal slope and it still ends up being
Okay,
fairly, but it's a little better going like that. There's some
Right.
cover on, because it ends up happening, you put a pipe that shallow, it
It'll
ends
break.
up,
yeah.
it comes through, during the freeze thaw, it ends up popping through the pavement and creates
Seen it happen. Yep,
creates a speed bump.
very good.
But otherwise, yeah, so the resolution,
You said there were some open issues?
just want to make sure there was, the Conservation Board, I believe, had some comments about the tree mitigation. So I just need something, have them get back to me that whatever's been submitted is acceptable, the Conservation Board and the Tree Commission. The wetlands issue, I think, is a non-issue, but again, I just want that closed out. But the resolution is conditioned on that.
Did the Conservation Board bring up the issue of wetlands?
They did, but I don't know where it is. So I'll have to
Well,
get
we're certainly not
clarification.
going to find it right now.
So
But the resolution's conditioned on
the
that.
application states that there are no wetlands on the site, but New York State DEC documents state discharge is into a wetland stream. No stream is shown on the plan. An explanation should be provided.
I mean, the drainage system over there, actually, there's a sort of a main drainage line that goes down, straight down Christine toward the lake.
Okay,
And there was talk, I don't know if they ever did it, there was talk of putting some kind of best management practice at the end of that. So I don't know if that ever happened or not. But, there is no stream there. There's in the rear yards of the people across the street, there's a totally separate drainage
Drainage
system.
system,
There's
yeah.
a swale that runs to the south, and then it's intercepted by piping and connects into Inspiration. So it's a closed drainage system, again, on Inspiration. So that's the closest thing that I'm aware of in proximity to the parcel that has anything that looks like,
right.
I would call it a drainage ditch and not a,
Can we try to see if we get an answer out of that, Lou? I don't know.
I thought we did, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Joe Rena said he went and looked.
Oh, you got to step up. You got to step up to the mic. I know you're loud enough, but
Yeah.
Tom can't catch your beautiful face on camera.
I know Joe Rena looked into it, said he couldn't find any wetlands anywhere around it. So I was under the impression that was taken care of months and months ago. But it keeps kind of like surfacing back up again. I don't know why.
Dan, can you and Will get out in that area? Just give a visual and.
I mean,
did.
I've been out there. I
No, I
don't
was
see
there.
it. I mean, to close out the matter, that's why we added that to the resolution. If I just get the Conservation Board to concur that
Okay.
a wetlands permit isn't required.
Tree inventory and mitigation plan should be provided. Did that ever get provided for them?
Yeah, I thought we did that.
Okay, but
Yeah, I thought we did that 2 months ago.
all right, erosion.
But again, is it satisfactory?
Right.
Just as long
Okay.
as I know that.
All right, so we'll follow up on this email from the Conservation Board, Planning Board. It goes back to the wetland and tree inventory. So I guess that's following up from their comments, and Abaka had nothing. And what is this last one? And this was just the extension requested from planning back in October. All right. So we have a resolution to consider. Which is,
You have to close the hearing first.
oh, thank you. Motion to, well, actually, did anyone from the public want to speak on this?
You know, I don't know if, since this agenda came out late, I think 4 o'clock or something like that, there were several people here at the earlier public hearing, and they probably didn't know that it was on the agenda tonight.
The tentative went out on Saturday, so it was on the.
It was on the agenda?
Thank you, Diana. And I know when I was in the neighborhood, I spoke to a couple of the neighbors, and you know, a lot like one person who was worried about the runoff was uphill down the street. So you know, there were a couple of.
I attended a meeting before the new year, and I remember there being some issue, or I think it was raised by my predecessor on the board, regarding some kind of planting. Was that this site?
No, they were talking about a rain garden.
Right.
And now there's going to be a storm drain as
Okay,
well.
right. Okay.
So
I just
to
this was
give
that.
extra,
This was
right.
that.
But there was some, unfortunately, in that area, there's some inherent problems with drainage,
Right.
where it wasn't done all the way. So,
Mm-hmm.
but the applicant has we spoke and said, look, if we could do this, it would help the neighborhood.
And highway is in the loop.
I think Dan spoke with Dave about that.
So rain garden's out, and
Well, no, there's
But
going to be
the rain garden's
as
still
well.
in
Okay.
for mitigation. I mean, the big concern with the neighbors is that, you know, water was going to cross the road and get into this other drainage system that's west, on the west side of Hollywood Street. So that's really being mitigated by upgrading the drainage, because there really wasn't good drainage on the same side of the road as this application. So now his rain garden will end up in the new drains and
it'll just
it
help.
can be conveyed out of the area, as opposed to overburdening the system on the other side of the street.
I
in
know
the
there are
backyards.
some areas at Mohegan where icing becomes an issue in terms of safety for school buses and for kids and all that. But if we haven't had an icing issue this winter here, I suspect it's not something to be concerned about.
Yeah, I mean, and ultimately, he's going to need a street opening permit from the highway department. So Dave will be involved in reviewing this, and it doesn't happen without his approval.
Tree removal permit
Well, that's included in
needed
this.
in all this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so, and like I say, you know, they did submit something, but I just need something from the tree committee or the conservation board saying that what was submitted was
Right.
acceptable.
Acceptable.
So-
we have someone.
Somebody wants to speak.
Will you? Well, we closed. We
close it?
we did close. Yeah.
No, because we met, so.
Out on the site.
Yeah, we
Huh?
did.
No, we just closed public comment. Well, yeah, we closed the
No,
public
I don't
hearing.
think we voted on it. We
did not?
didn't have a vote.
Oh no, you
Oh,
know,
okay.
you're right.
Have a
No, you can
Come on up. Come on up.
No, because Susan started talking right before we were going to close it.
Hi, I'm Chuck Regas, Mohegan Lake, 3316 Hollywood Street. You know, we met,
Yep.
we went over our concerns. The rest of my neighbors aren't here, so basically, we settled on the storm drain, correct?
Yep.
Okay, that's, you know, fine with, you know,
It's great what a conversation can
right,
do.
right. You know,
To
just,
Help the
you know,
neighborhood.
to help the neighborhood. And as far as when you're saying that there has been icing on that street this year
Okay.
because of the water runoff, the way the hills are there,
Right.
and there is nowhere for that water to go. The storm drain will help that issue.
Okay.
So, which will make it safer for the kids
Good.
walking up down the street, school buses, regular traffic. So,
I'd be more concerned with myself. I know my goddaughter will skate right over
Yeah.
it. I'm the one who would be
but
falling.
no, I appreciate you coming out personally and going over our concerns and seeing it in person instead of just listening to me speak.
Well, I feel it's important to really put eyes on it. So
All right.
thank you for being
thank
there.
you.
Actually, it helped. Thanks, John.
Thank you very much.
No problem. All right. So then for consideration, wait, no. First, I need. Yes. Can I have a yes
Motion.
motion?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you. All right. Yes.
Thank you.
Well, you want to wait for your resolution, see if it passes?
That's just the public hearing.
Town Board resolution approving Panbar Stormwater Management and Erosion and Sediment Control Permit number TFS WPPP 002-21, Town of Yorktown, New York. Thank you on the nights that I can't talk to read 3 pages in. Killing me. Yeah, I know. Location 3307 Hollywood Street, Town of Yorktown, New York. Town of Yorktown, tax identification section 16.17, block 4, lot 20 and 22.
I'm sorry, 3307 or 3370?
3307 it says here.
Okay, because the agenda has 3370.
Those, is it set?
This says 30.
Oh, set. And what is that? What is that, your application?
That's the copy of the resolution.
Right, but what is the
Third
address?
address.
Chuck, what's your address?
The agenda says 30.
That's what my ad says.
616 or 60? 16. So then that would probably be 7
Across the street or same side?
next door.
Yeah, it's probably
So it
07.
doesn't
It's
make
gotta be
sense.
07.
No, it doesn't make sense because it's even to an odd. All right, I'll read through and then we will update that as we get it. Whereas Panbar Realty LLC as applicant applied to the town board of the town of Yorktown for a tree and stormwater management and erosion and sediment control permit approval under Chapter 248 and the town code of the town of Yorktown, and whereas the applicant proposes to construct a new residence driveway and sewer connections situated in an R1-10 zoning district, and whereas the applicant proposes to move fill in excess of 200 cubic yards for the purpose of constructing a single-family home, and whereas pursuant to Chapter 248 of the Town of Yorktown Town Code entitled Stormwater Management and Erosion and Sediment Control, a permit is required for proposed action in which the Town Board of the Town of Yorktown serves as approval authority, and whereas the applicant has submitted a Town of Yorktown permit application TFS WPPP 002-2125 dated January 14th of 2021 and revised September 19th, 2025, and whereas the applicant has submitted a short form environmental assessment form EAF dated September 19th, 2025, and whereas the town board referred to the involved boards and agencies and received and considered the following correspondence: Planning Board 11/25/25, Conservation Board 10/27/2025, Abaca 10/8/25. Whereas the proposed action has been determined to be an unlisted action under the State Environmental Quality Review Act, SECRA, and whereas the Town of Yorktown Town Board declares intent to be lead agency on October 24th, 2025, and having received no objections is therefore lead agency for this action, and whereas pursuant to the facts and circumstances apparent pertinent to the subject parcel and the variance granted by the Zoning Board of Appeals, it has been determined that the subject parcel is a legal building lot, and whereas a public hearing was held on November 25th, 2025, in order to solicit comments from the public regarding the proposed action, and whereas the town board has considered all reasonably related long-term, short-term, direct, indirect, and cumulative environmental efforts associated with the proposed action, including other simultaneous or subsequent actions, and determined that the action will not have a significant adverse impact on the environment, and now, therefore, be it resolved that the following plans and documents are approved subject to the memoranda listed above. A set of plans prepared by Site Design Consultants entitled Panbar Realty, LLC, Hollywood Street, dated September 3rd, 2023, last revised February 17th, 2026, 8 sheets. And be it further resolved that the stormwater management and erosion and sediment control permit is granted subject to the signing of the plans by the town supervisor and shall be valid for a period of 1 year from the date of this resolution, and that all work associated with the permit shall be conducted in strict compliance with the approval plans. And be it further resolved that the applicant address the comments enumerated in the memorandums from the Planning Board and Conservation Board. And be it further resolved that the applicant will provide the town board with a report stating whether the applicant has complied with the requirements of this resolution and the approved drawings by the end of the term of the permit. And be it fully resolved that the town board makes a negative declaration pursuant to the State Environmental Quality Review Act. And be it further resolved that the permit shall automatically expire upon completion of work. And be it further resolved that the below-listed conditions must be completed within 6 months of the date of this resolution, or shall become null and void unless an extension is requested by the applicant in writing within said 6 month period and granted by the town board. And conditions that must be met prior to the supervisor signing the plans. A construction monitoring fee in the amount of $300 must be submitted to the engineering department clerk. An erosion and sediment control bond or other collateral acceptable to the town board in the form acceptable to the town attorney shall be submitted to the engineering department. Said security shall be in the amount of $500, which shall be released upon required documentation, satisfactory completion of all work, and stabilization of the site. The town engineer must provide written report no later than at the expiration date of the permit, documenting the status of the implementation of the requirements of this resolution. Conditions of the permit to be met during construction. The entire scope of work is shown in the plan referenced above. No additional land disturbance activity of any kind shall be permitted without the issuance of a new permit by the appropriate approval authority. No further changes to the existing site topography shall be permitted, and no protected trees shall be cut. The guidelines contained in the NYSDEC standards and specifications for erosion and sediment control, latest edition, shall be followed. At the end of each workday, soil stockpiles shall be covered. If not worked on for more than 7 days, the stockpile shall be seeded, mulched with a silt fence around the perimeter. A scheduled inspection of the proposed stormwater management practice shall be required prior to backfill. The engineering department shall be contacted a minimum of 24 hours in advance. The road in front of the property must be kept broom clean at all times. If any excess material is removed from the site, a copy of the waste manifest shall be provided to the engineering department to confirm the disposal location. If any excess soil material is proposed to remain on the site, applicant shall notify the town engineer, who will review and approve prior to the work occurring. Work of any kind shall not commence prior to the issuance of a Town of Yorktown building permit. The applicant agrees to allow periodic inspections by the town and its consultants. The town staff shall inspect the site at the end of the construction, but prior to the issuance of a certificate of occupancy to ensure compliance with the permit. No additional disturbances or modifications to the approved plan is permitted without prior written approval from the town engineer. A pre-construction meeting with the applicant's contractors and the town staff must be held prior to the commencement of work. The applicant must contact the town engineering department at least 72 hours in advance of the meeting date to schedule the pre-construction meeting. When the project work is complete, please call to set up final inspection when the site is stable. No bare spots or signs of erosion. Grass needs to be fully grown. The engineering department will perform a final inspection to confirm the required improvements have been satisfactorily completed. Applicant will be notified of concurrence or if any work is not acceptable. Can I have a motion?
You get the right address? What is it?
And that's the reason why the wetlands keeps coming up, because,
307 on your application.
I'm sorry?
It's 3370 on your application.
Oh, I don't know why it would,
you know what I think the problem is? That this is really being born out of two lots that have a Lookout Street address. So these parcels probably never had an address assigned to them.
Right.
So it's probably debatable what the address is until it's assigned. I don't know that it's been assigned yet,
So we're looking at
but the tax ID is correct.
okay, the tax ID is correct? Yes.
I don't do that, and John does, but he's.
So can we could use just, we could use just the tax, or can we just stick with those?
Yeah, you have to use the tax.
Okay, so we're gonna cross the street address until we get that finalized. And we will use the tax identification. Okay, do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Nay.
Oh.
I'd like to see the drainage corrected first before this is approved. I'm concerned about the drainage in the area.
The applicant, this is part of the whole package, so the applicant can't move ahead with the drainage that he's doing, which will remedy the problem in the neighborhood.
Yeah, Dan, it's a 3-1 vote, so.
Yeah, I just want to make it clear that it's
Yeah.
it all works together.
And I think it was on the plan that Joe Rena sent last, correct? All right, you may have a good evening. Take care.
Thank you.
All right. Dan, stand back up. We're going to go backwards. Reconvene the public hearing to consider application of Joseph D'Alonzo for tree wetland stormwater permits for project located at 2830 Stony Street, Mohegan Lake, New York. The proposed work is for the construction of a new single-family residence with a driveway, septic field, and pool. You want to tell? There's no one here. You want to tell us a little bit about where we're at? and
All right,
where
well,
you're at?
this application and the next one are two adjacent lots on Stony Street. It's just north of Winding Court. So we drafted up resolutions for these. But again, similar to the previous application, the engineer did provide a response. Let's see, let me get that one. There's a response to the, see, this is lot 9, right? We're on the first one you have. The first one is 2824. So 2824 is Cohen. So on the Cohen application, which is lot 10, there were comments that the applicant's engineer responded to the planning department. There was 9 planning board comments. They responded to them, but again, I don't know if the planning board is satisfied with the latest plans.
John, can you come up?
So this has not been back to the planning board. I did just tonight, I think I saw the revised plan that came in January 7th, is that? I believe so, yeah. Okay. So, I mean, I'd have to go through it again, but I don't want to hold you up. My major concern and that of the planning board was that there was no incursion into the existing conservation easement, but beyond that, also that the developed area was far enough away so that any movement around the house, maintenance or otherwise, didn't encroach into that easement, and it looks to me as though that was accomplished. Is that correct? So then I would just pay attention to that you have the proper, mitigation for trees and wetlands. That's all.
Very good. And that's on both of them?
Yes. There's only one of them, I think it's Lot 9, has the conservation easement issue, so.
Well, one has a conservation easement already, and they want one on the other, correct?
There was discussion about putting a conservation easement in the back for some of the mitigation that would be done, if I remember that correctly. There's an existing conservation easement that sort of runs through longitudinally from front to back, Lot 9, I think on the south side of Lot 9, or is it the north side? The north side. That was put in place when the subdivision was done, many, many years ago. So, if you want to if you feel that there should be a conservation easement in the back, you can do that.
Well, I saw
for
the
them to do
comment
that.
about a conservation easement being added to the first property, I think.
Yeah.
Not the Cohen.
Right.
All right. Anyone like to speak on either of these two single-family home lots? All right, so we do have town board resolutions to consider.
Close the hearings.
Oh, thank you. I'm just looking at the wonderful
spaced out tonight.
three pages. Thanks, Dan. Do we have
A lot of it is the same as the previous one, if you want to skip over the standard conditions.
motion to
Again,
close?
this is, on both of these, just for the record, so the applicant on both of these properties, Beatty and Watson is applicant for both Cohen and Delonzo, responded to on the
God bless.
on Lot 9, there was 10 planning board comments, 1 Abaca comment, 2 conservation board, and 5 DEP comments. I'm sorry, 3 DEP comments and 1 tree advisory commission comments. On the other one,
And those comments have been addressed?
well, again, I haven't heard back. I mean, there's quite a few comments, so I guess the question on these is whether you want to leave it open till the record shows that, because it's the same thing. There's 9 planning board comments, 1 from Abaca.
And you haven't seen anything, and I don't have an applicant here. So
Well,
I do think.
I mean, there was a set of plans that was submitted that went with that comment response letter. But
when was that submitted? Do we know?
the transmittal letter is December 31st, and I think the plans were, should be in here. I believe they were December 31st, December 29th.
So we should have had enough meetings to take care of this.
Well,
It-
however you want to, the question is whether you want to, the resolution again is conditioned on satisfying all the outstanding board comments.
I'm fine with that. We just did it, but I'm just a little concerned that we've had this from December and I don't have the review on it. All right.
conditions, right?
Yeah, the conditions are the same, so. All right, so motion to close the public hearing for the D'Alonzo property.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Did anyone want to speak on the Cohen application? Okay, motion to close the public hearing on the Cohen application.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All right. So, for consideration for the town board to adopt the resolution approving the Alonzo Wetland Tree and Stormwater Management and Erosion and Sediment Control Permit, TWPFSWPPP 005-25, Town of Yorktown, New York, with the same approvals needing to be gained by the agencies that had questions, planning, conservation, tree, ABACA, DEP, and I think that's it for the comments. And all of the other conditions that need to be satisfied as were read in before. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. That was the D'Alonzo. And then Town Board Resolution approving the Cohen Tree Wetland and Stormwater Management and Erosion and Sediment Control Permit, TWPFSWPPP 00625, Town of Yorktown. Once again, under the stipulation that all of the comments are addressed to the satisfaction of the boards. Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Nay.
Okay.
One of the reasons why obviously, a lot of the issues have not been reviewed by boards. There are too many open-ended conditions, and also I raised the issue of concern. There was no real look at the steep slope, the impact on the steep slopes on the property. Which
Okay.
is another one of my issues.
And I will say that if our town boards don't get us the stuff in a reasonable amount of time, we need to move forward, not stall the applicants, and make sure, though, that we have the stipulations and make sure that all of the things are met that need to be met.
I don't think necessarily the town, the comments by the boards are not being met. It specifically indicates that these resolutions are subject to
Right.
getting the
Oh,
full.
absolutely. No,
So
absolutely.
I don't.
But I think that if we're not getting that information
Right.
back, and
Yes.
and look, in this case, we had a brutal winter. I'm sure.
Mhm.
I know we missed at least one planning meeting.
Mhm.
So the other things that are there, but I think as long as we have a path forward where everything's approved and reacted to appropriately, we're good. All right. So, resolutions. I have one out of closed for a legal issue. I will read in. Resolved that the town supervisor is authorized to execute an agreement for special prosecutor legal services with Murtaugh, Casso, Venditti, and Castroblanco LLP at the rate of $285 per hour. Resolved that the town supervisor is authorized to... Oh, I'm sorry, that was... Sorry.
Can you explain what that special prosecutor is for?
Adam, I would say, though, that right now, I would withhold a little bit from legal counsel type things.
Yeah, I would just say to advise and
Microphone.
what? He can't hear me?
He cannot.
I would say at this point to advise the town and potentially represent the town in connection with matters before local justice court.
Very good. Thank you. All right. May I have motion?
Motion.
So, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. From the Office of the Town Clerk, authorize Town Clerk to move Town Board meetings scheduled for March 3rd, 2026 to the Albert A. Capellini Community and Cultural Center Nutrition Room, if necessary, due to the potential overcapacity of the boardroom for that meeting.
What do you mean by if necessary? How will people know where to come?
If people are,
The problem is that we don't have a meeting next week, so if it comes up that we believe that it will be over the capacity of this room, then we have to move the meeting. If that's the case, then we will notice that and get it out as soon as possible.
So when will it be noticed? When the agenda goes out?
No, it'll go out before that.
Before that? So you're going to make a decision sometime next week? Okay.
From the Parks and Recreation Department, award bid for buses for the summer camp programs and teen travel trips for the Yorktown Parks and Recreation. As enumerated here, we have school buses. Well, first we have the combined total for day camps, 53, Royals for student, 2417, coach busing. Sorry, let me just...
While you're doing that, can I just say something?
Yes.
Real quick, anybody out there, if the travel for Parks and Rec, we have one coach bus, and it fits 50-something people on it. We're trying to at least have a sign-up for a potential second bus. So if you're interested, at least sign up and put your name on the wait list, so that we, because if we get enough people on the wait list that warrants another bus, then we're going to get another bus.
Right.
Okay? So just a lot of people see that it's full and they'll just walk away. But this year, if you turn around, this is the first time we sort of want to see we want to see a waiting list, so that way if there's 35 people on the waiting list, with the first bus, we could divide them in half, and we'll both buses will be plus 40-something people, and we'll have enough for 2 buses.
Yep.
It's for the travel camp during the summer. So, like when they go to Great Adventure or something like that, they go in a coach bus, and they could take up to 50. It's like a travel program, Parks and Rec thing. Yeah.
So, thank you, Patrick. So now, therefore, be it resolved that upon recommendation of the Superintendent of Parks and Recreation, James J. Matarano, Jr., the bid for Section 1A, B, C, and Section 3 school bus is hereby awarded to First Student, Inc., the lowest responsible bidder, and the bid for Section 2 and 3, the coach buses, is hereby awarded to Hudson Valley Charter Services, the lowest responsible bidder. This is an amendment of the resolution from last week for the Heritage Preservation Committee. Amend the resolution passed by the Town Board on February 10th, 2026, authorizing allocation of $42,150 for the 2026 Yorktown 250 program of the Yorktown Heritage Preservation Committee. And these were really just some corrections to add the preservation into it, and also a breakdown of where the Preservation Committee funds are coming from. There's no change to the dollar amounts for the town or the overall programs. From the receiver of taxes, authorize the controller to refund the following duplicate 25-26 second half school taxes as enumerated below. Can I have a motion on that?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, and then one thing before we move to the last motion, because of the concern of inclement weather on Friday, the Senior Advisory Board has decided to cancel their meeting for this Friday. I don't know if they have a rescheduled date or not. Okay, well, that's not a reschedule. And Tom, you need to step up to the microphone, please.
A word from on high.
Yes.
Behind the curtain.
So they will not be rescheduling. They will have their normal meeting next month, March 20th. As I think that's what the man behind the curtain said. All right. So can I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Yorktown. Have a wonderful
Night.
evening.
Good night. Thank you.